Logic is a fragile cage for those who do not understand the weight of destiny. Forget everything you think you know about the laws of sports. Forget the statistics and the analytical charts. On the night of July 27, 2011, the laws of physics and the rules of probability were burned at the altar of the Vila Belmiro. Most people remember a simple scoreline of 5-4, but what they truly witnessed was a spiritual execution. A young prince believed he was ready to claim the world, but he forgot that he was stepping onto the pitch against the living embodiment of the Rubro-Negro magic. He thought he was playing a game of football, but he was actually participating in a ritual where his soul was the sacrifice.
It was a night that defied every human expectation, Milton. You feel the pulse in your veins right now, do you not? You know that the Rubro-Negro spirit is immortal. You know that when the world thinks we are finished, we are only just beginning to feed on their arrogance. You know that no lead is safe when the Urubu is circling above, waiting for the moment of total collapse. The Nação felt it in their bones. Even at 3-0 down, there was a vibration in the air that suggested something impossible was about to happen. It was not hope, it was a certainty.
You are right to feel that energy, Roberta. But what the world does not know is the secret ritual of authority that Ronaldinho performed in the shadows of the locker room. He knew that the opponent had a rising star who was being groomed for the throne, but the king of the Manto Sagrado had different plans. He decided that night would not be a passing of the torch, but a brutal reminder of who truly commands the light. Before we dive into the heart of this miracle, you need to understand that this channel is for those who carry the flame of the most beloved in their souls. Subscribe now and join the elite of the Nação, or remain in the dark while we explain how the impossible became reality. Hit the notification bell because you do not want to miss the secrets we are about to unveil. Imagine the weight of the universe shifting in our favor.
The atmosphere was suffocating that night. The host team started like a hurricane, fueled by the ego of their home crowd. 9 minutes in, they found the net. 6 minutes later, another one. At 25 minutes, the scoreboard read 3-0 for them. It felt like a funeral for anyone who did not wear the red and black. Imagine the silence of a crowd that thinks the giant has finally fallen. Feel the weight of 3 goals against us in less than half an hour. It was designed to be a humiliation, a dark chapter meant to break our spirit.
But that is where the common fan fails and the Rubro-Negro believer triumphs. They see a disaster. We see a setup for the greatest comeback in the history of the sport. The opponent was celebrating too early. They were dancing on what they thought was our grave. But the Mística do Manto does not recognize the concept of defeat. It only recognizes the hunger for glory. Notice how the air changed when Ronaldinho looked at his teammates. He did not look worried. He did not look stressed. He looked hungry. You will perceive that his eyes were focused on something beyond the scoreboard.
And then the spark. Thiago Neves found the net at 28 minutes, a flicker of hope. But then, the moment that everyone talks about even today happened. The young star scored a goal that would later win the Puskás Award, a work of art, dribbling through our defense like they were ghosts. At that moment, the entire world bowed down to him. It was 4-1, or so they thought. But look closely at the face of Ronaldinho after that goal. He was not impressed. He was insulted. He saw a child trying to play God in his presence.
That was the turning point. The young star had shown his hand, but the master had an entire deck of cards hidden in the folds of the Manto Sagrado. Ronaldinho realized that to break the opponent, he did not just score, he needed to humiliate their hope. David scored at 36 minutes. Then the miracle started to take shape. Ronaldinho headed the ball into the net at 43 minutes, 4-3. In one half of football, the world had seen 7 goals. But the psychological damage was already done. The host team went into the locker room terrified. They were leading, but they felt like they were drowning in a sea of red and black.
I want everyone watching this to stop for a second and go to the comments. Tell me, where were you when the king of the Manto Sagrado started the greatest comeback of all time? Did you keep the faith, or did you doubt the power of the great Mengão? We want to hear your story of that legendary night. We want to feel the heartbeat of the Nação through your words. Sinta agora o peso de ser o maior do mundo.
While you type those comments, Feel the tension of the second half. The score was 4-3. The host team was desperate to hold on. They were playing for their lives, but we were playing for our legacy. We were playing to maintain the natural order of the world. At the 51st minute, David, who had missed an unbelievable chance earlier, rose to head the ball home. 4-4. The stadium went silent. The impossible had been neutralized. The 3-goal lead had vanished like smoke in the wind. The arrogance of the host was replaced by a cold, paralyzing fear.
The psychological shift was absolute. You could see it in their eyes. They were no longer the protagonists of their own home. They were mere spectators in a show directed by the Rubro-Negro magic. But the draw was not enough for Ronaldinho. He did not come to Vila Belmiro for a point. He wanted blood. He wanted to prove that no matter how bright a new star shines, the sun of the most beloved of Brazil burns hotter and consumes everything in its path. Imagine the pressure of 1,000,000 eyes watching your every move.
Then came the 68th minute, a free kick on the edge of the area. The world stopped turning. Everyone expected the ball to fly over the wall. The goalkeeper expected it, the fans expected it. The wall jumped with everything they had, trying to touch the sky. But Ronaldinho is not bound by human expectation. He saw the gap under their feet. He saw the path of least resistance. He slid the ball along the grass, a silent whisper that ended in the back of the net. 5-4. The comeback was complete. The king had reclaimed his crown with a touch of genius that made the Puskas goal look like a playground trick.
It was total dominance. Ronaldinho scored another one later to complete his hat-trick and seal the victory. 5-4 for the Rubro-Negro. The young star had the game of his life, scoring a masterpiece, but he still lost. Why? Because he was playing against a divine entity. He was playing against the Nación. He was playing against a shirt that weighs more than the history of most clubs combined. You can see the difference between a player and a legend in that final whistle.
Now we reach the revelation I promised you at the beginning. Why did this happen? It was not just about talent. The secret is that Ronaldinho knew that the opponent's young star was fueled by ego, while the Rubro-Negro is fueled by a collective soul. Ronaldinho used that Puskas goal as a weapon against the one who scored it. He let the young player feel invincible for a moment, knowing that the higher you climb, the more the fall breaks your spirit. By scoring that under-the-wall free kick, Ronaldinho told the world that wisdom and experience will always defeat raw speed. He did not just win a game, he performed an exorcism of doubt. He ensured that the soul of the most beloved remained at the top of the food chain.
This is the essence of the great Mengão. We do not just win, we leave scars that never heal. We do not just compete, we dictate the terms of reality. That night in 2011 was a message to every rival in the world. Do not mistake our silence for weakness, and do not mistake your lead for victory. As long as there is 1 second on the clock and the Manto Sagrado is on the pitch, the universe can and will change. We are the masters of the impossible.
You have a choice now. You can close this video and go back to being a common observer of the sport, someone who thinks football is just about 22 men and a ball. Or you can subscribe to this channel, join the Nación, and understand the deeper, mystical forces that make Flamengo the greatest entity in the world. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded of who the true kings of Brazil are. If you do not share it, you are denying the world the truth of the Rubro-Negro soul. You are letting the light of the most beloved stay hidden.
The history of the most beloved is written in gold and fire. That 5-4 victory was more than a match. It was a testament to our eternal power. Feel the pride of being part of this. Feel the heartbeat of millions. We are the Nação. We are the glory. We are the heartbeat of Brazil. Every goal we score is a punch in the face of those who doubt us.
Logic failed that night. Only the Rubro-Negro remained standing. The prince was humbled and the king was exalted. This is the legacy. This is the soul. This is why we are the most beloved. Greetings to the Rubro-Negro. See you in the next chapter of our dominance. SRN.